Also, I want you to think about life cycle emissions. When we're looking at alternative fuels, a major motivator here is reduction in CO2, right? Well, CO2 emissions come from more than just the stack or the tailpipe. You have to look at it holistically. You have to look at the life cycle emissions, how much CO2 is put out in production of that fuel. So in the marine industry, we call it well to wake versus tank to wake. Tank to wake being that stack emissions, well to wake being that life cycle emissions. Over on the left, you have very low sulfur fuel oil as a baseline to compare. The dark part of the bar is the carbon emissions for the fuel itself burning. That's the tailpipe emissions or the tank to wake. That empty space gives you the total life cycle emissions well to wake. So very low sulfur fuel oil on the left there. You can see how LNG compares. Methanol has lower tailpipe emissions, but higher life cycle emissions, unless you go with this green methanol, which that's an up and coming technology where you can actually make gains on the CO2 in the atmosphere. Ammonia, ideally no carbon involved, but you do have some because of potential pilot fuels. And look at this gray ammonia. It's far more life cycle CO2 than very low sulfur fuel oil. But it can get down pretty low with green. And then over here, hydrogen, no carbon at all. But as we discussed, the cheapest hydrogen is going to come from existing hydrocarbon. And then ideally, your green hydrogen, when we get to that point, it would be zero carbon life cycle.